Hi guys, and welcome, as I've promised, to Shadow's Tales. Today, I'm reading a book called Crystal Loving, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Oh, and thanks to the writer for creating it. Celestia's sun rose in the sky above the Crystal Empire, signaling the start of a new day. Everywhere, ponies were starting to get up and begin their day. Crystal ponies went about their day, opening up the shops and stalls. While in the Crystal Castle, Cadence woke up with a spring in her step, because today was the day that she was going to confess to Twilight. She got ready and put on her crown and walked out of her room with a smile, waving at every guard and maid that she saw. She walked past. A few of the maids began to chat with each other. "Is it me, or is or is the princess in a happy mood than usual?" One of the maids shrugged. "Who knows, but whatever has her so happy must be important." Cadence continued her walk through the Crystal Palace until she came upon the dining room doors, opening them with her magic. Cadence stood inside with a happy smile and took her seat at the head of the table. Well, what has you in such a good mood, Princess?" the servant said as he walked up to Cadence. Turning to the servant and gave him a happy smile before responding. Today's the day, Silver Spoon. I'm finally going to confess my feelings to Twilight," she finished with a happy squeal. I cannot do their voices, so excuse me. Silver smiled. You're finally going to tell her. Well, I wish you the best of luck. Now on to business. What Her Majesty like for breakfast this fine morning?" Cadence put her hoof to her chin and thought, thinking of what she wanted. When she finally decided on what she wanted, she turned back to Silver. "I would like some French toast with some blueberry pancakes and a glass of orange juice, please." Right up, your Majesty." The servant gave a bow before leaving to get the princess her order. While Cadence was waiting, her thoughts ran back to the day that she realized she had feelings for Twilight. Cadence, run!" yelled Twilight. "I can't leave you face sober and alone. Let me fight with you." Cadence pleaded with Twilight, but her answer stayed the same. "You need to run, Kate." Twilight was cut off as the black crystal came from the ground and went right through her chest. The crystal heart in her magic hit the ground with a thud. "Twilight!" Cadence ran up to Twilight, unconscious, and pulled her off the crystal and quickly began to heal her wound with her magic. "No, Twilight, stay with me." Tears fell from her face as she frantically tried to heal Twilight. Cadence was able to seal the wound, but a voice spoke up from behind her. "She talked too much. She wasn't paying attention, so I took the opportunity that I saw." Sovereign finished with a chuckle and a flash of his sharp toothy grin that always struck fear into the hearts of his subjects. Hearing Solburn's voice made Cadence seethe with anger. She put Twilight's body on the ground as gently as she could. I'll come back for you, Twilight, I promise. She got up and gave one final glance to Twilight before turning her full attention to Solburn. You will pay for this. You will pay for this, yelled Cadence as she charged at the Dark King. I accept your challenge, Solburn says. Both clashed horns as the second before Cadence spreaded her wings and took flight. When she was in the air, she fired a blast at Solburn. Too easy, said Solburn, as he fired a dark blast that hit Cadence head on. While the two clashed with each other, Twilight regained conscious and looked at what was going on the ongoing battle, getting up on the shaky hooves. She made her way over to the crystal heart and picked it up, limping over to where the crystal heart was supposed to be, and placed it in before collapsing to catch her breath. A massive wave of magic erupted from the heart and started to spread across the empire. While both rails clashed, Solbrin looked up and at the sudden light. No! The light hit Solbrin, and his body began to crack before completely shattering into nothing. Cadence turned her head to the castle and saw the crystal heart in its rightful place and Twilight on the ground next to it. She ran over to Twilight, who was getting up off the ground. Cadence stood in front of Twilight and pulled her into a hug. You scared me, Twilight. Please don't ever do that again. Tears, she said as tears fell from her face. Twilight returned a hug and gave a weak smile. I'm sorry, Cadence, but it's all over. They embraced each other. They didn't even realize that the Crystal Empire was turning from a dull grey into a vibrant crusade of colors. They both released the hug and began to laugh. When they stopped laughing, Cadence draped a wing over Twilight and helped her into the castle. When they got to the room that Twilight was staying in, Cadence opened the door with her magic and helped Twilight inside. Cadence carefully got Twilight into the bed and gave her a smile. You should be fine here for now, Twilight. If you need anything, just call, okay? Twilight nodded as she started to fall asleep. Cadence stared at Twilight sleeping from and began to smile. She looks so cute and adorable while she sleeps, Cadence thought. Cadence walked out of the room and made her way down the hall to make sure that her subjects were okay. As she was walking, Cadence began to blush as she thought about Twilight, her smile, her laugh, her thirst for knowledge, the way she beams when she masters a complicated spell, and her all-around adorable nature. Cadence froze in the place as realization struck her. She was so close to losing one pony she cared for the most. Twilight and everything that she loved was about her was almost taken away from her in a blink of an eye. Cadence's eyes widened. Loved. She loved everything about Twilight. She loves Twilight. A blush crept onto her face, and soon her entire face was red as she finally realized it. I'm in love with Twilight. That is the end of the chapter. Thanks, and I hope you enjoy. And I'll bring the second part to you soon. Thank you, and goodbye. Sorry.